The Open Championship returns to its spiritual home on the old course at St Andrews. For golf bettors, it doesn't get any better than that. The question is, who will be lofting the claret jug at the end of the week? Joining me from his Weymouth lair on the phone is Steve Palmer, and in the studio here, golf correspondent Jeremy Chapman. Guys, welcome. Jeremy, I'm going to start with you. Tiger Woods, obviously, we always start our conversations with him, but this year we've got scant evidence to go on. He's only had 6 starts, and given the prices being bandied around, it's quite difficult to fancy him, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the bookmakers want to get him, obviously. 2 fourths in the majors, mind you, and when he played so poorly in those, and nothing at all in the other 4, particularly poor last time, and shot a 79 on Monday at Limerick in JP McManus's tournament in pouring rain. Doesn't seem to be that bothered about golf at the moment. Seems to have got it in way down his list of priorities, doesn't he?
There's a but coming
But you
here.
can never ignore a man who holds the course record at St Andrews. 19 under par in 2000, never in a single bunker, and not quite as solid in 2005. Went in a couple of bunkers, but 14 under there. I mean, you know, 33 under at St Andrews. Not the hardest course on the roster by any means, but still hell of a good figures. And I wouldn't be ignoring him, even if the bookies push him out to 6-1, which is a possibility nearer the time, I think.
6-1, Steve. A lot of people will have looked at the rota for the majors at the beginning of the year and pretty much inked Woods' name in. He's got such a good record at St Andrews.
Yeah.
Are you more swayed by current difficulties in form or by his historical?
Very much current difficulties, Scott. So I'm not at all convinced about Tiger's chances this week. I think we're in a similar situation to where we were going into the US Open, with Tiger returning to a course where he was previously invincible. And although he managed one excellent round at Pebble, he just didn't have the consistency to compile a challenging 72-hole total. Because the Tiger of 2010 is not the same beast as that of 2000 or 2005. His mind is still clearly all over the place, impending divorce settlements, fighting for some custody of his kids, fresh lurid allegations of rumpy-pumpy emerging all the time. And the fact he flew back to America after that Pro-Am that Jay mentioned, I think that speaks volumes. He would usually be practicing links golf in Ireland prior to the Open, but he flew back to America to see his kids. And I don't think his mind is on the job this year, and Tiger is a massive lay for me this week.
If I can steer you to a far more savoury and wholesome character, Phil Mickelson's second in the betting.
Yeah.
He obviously already got one major in his back pocket for the season, and his finishes have been pretty good since Augusta as well. On the other hand, he's got a shocking Open record, and he's not any better than average around St Andrews. So how would you play Phil this week?
I think Mickelson is always a man to swerve in the Open. I mean, he seems to get a nosebleed every time he leaves America. He's very much a homeboy. But he did finish 11th in the 2000 Open at St Andrews, so he can take some confidence from that. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Phil this week. I think the fact he's been messing around at Loch Lomond is another huge negative. If you're serious about winning the Open, there's just no point playing in the Scottish Open the week before. Loch Lomond, particularly a really soggy Loch Lomond as it has been this year, is target golf on an American-style track, and this a ludicrous warm-up for a major on a fast-running link. So, yeah, I think Mickelson has got his preparation all wrong, and yeah, no value for me.
To put that 11th place in 2000 in perspective, it is his second best Open finish. The only time he's been in the top 10 was third in 2004. Otherwise, he's been a total fiasco for a player of his class. But he does like the idea of St Andrews. He claims to have been on the leaderboard at some stage of all 3 Opens that he's played in there. I haven't to check that out. I don't know. It must have been early in round 1 in a couple of cases, I think. But he does like the idea. He's trying to swing the club quicker so that he clears. He says you can hit it pretty well anywhere as long as you can keep the bunkers out of play. And of course, that is the secret. When Faldo won in 1990, he went in only 1 bunker and he shot 18 under par. And then in 2000, Tiger Woods didn't go in any bunkers and was 19 under par. And they're far and away the best scores ever recorded there. So the whole course is staying out of those pot bunkers where you can barely get in if you're any size at all. I think they were made for midgets.
Well, that'll be a disappointment for BBC directors who've invested in lots of fisheye cameras in various strategic locations around the course. Jeremy, Ernie Els is clear third favourite. He's clearly a man on a recovery mission this season. He's been at the top of leaderboards on a far more regular basis. Do you see him playing a part?
Well, I'm still worried by the number of poor shots he hits. I think he's turned the corner a bit. Of course, he's won twice in the States and was third in the US Open. But I thought he dogged it a bit on the last 9 after he joined McDowell in the lead after 8 holes with a good burst on the front 9. Didn't play the back 9 at all well, and I don't think his nerve's that strong. But I do like him at St Andrews. He had a real chance to win in 1995 when John Daly won going into the last day and didn't play particularly well on the last day, finished 11th, and then he was second to Tiger in 2000, so clearly gets on well with the course. Wasn't so good in 2005, not playing especially well at Loch Lomond either, unfortunately, because I put him up this week for that one, but no, I can see him going really well. He would be one of my main fancies.
And Steve, a back or a lay for you at around the sort of 16 to 1 mark?
Well, he's a former champion. He's won twice this year, but I'm not overly keen on ours this year because, again, he's been competing at Loch Lomond. He's gone from Adair Manor for the JP McManus to Loch Lomond and then to St Andrews, and I just don't like that preparation. I think Ernie, being one of the nicest blokes on the circuit, he finds it hard to say no to any event, and he does seem to get his major build-ups horribly wrong. I mean, I fancied him long-term for the Masters for quite a while, and I couldn't believe he played in the Houston Open the week before, having won 2 events going into Houston. That was a crazy decision, and I don't like his preparation for St Andrews, but obviously he knows the course like the back of his hand, and may be able to just turn up and find it immediately. But no, not on my shortlist, Scott.
And amongst the real favourites, the one other guy we must talk about is Lee Westwood, who's obviously been tremendous in majors over the last 3 years, really. Can't get it over the line, and now he's struggling around with this calf injury as well, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's interrupted preparation. We never like players with interrupted preparations, do we, Steve, really? No, he was third last year, had a good chance to win it, rather bolted. 3-putted the last one, a 2-putt would have got him into a playoff, as it turned out, but he wasn't to know that. And in fact, he played a really courageous shot out of a fairway bunker to knock it on the green at the last. So I'm not one of those people who thinks he lacks bottle, but certainly results have gone against him in the majors. I mean, he nearly won that one with Mediate in the US Open a couple of years ago. I don't think he did a lot wrong then. And again, at the Masters, Mickelson just outplayed him. He just played beautiful, fantastic golf with a superb wonder shot out of the trees at 13. Would have won any Masters, really. I don't think, although Westwood didn't play great, he certainly didn't let himself down on this instance. And if he were 100% fit, I'd give him a small chance, but he hasn't got a particularly strong Open record. That third was, I think, only his third top 5 in the Open, and he's been at it a long time now.
Absolutely. Steve, he's got good St Andrews form as well. He's played well in the Dunhill Links. Is he on your radar for this week?
No. I mean, I think the injury situation is hugely off-putting, and he hasn't actually drifted much in the betting because of it. I don't think it's been fully factored in. I mean, a lot of people bandy about the beware the injured golfer line, but a few events have been won by players that were not 100% fit, but the vast majority of tournaments are won by fighting fit individuals who are peaking at the perfect time. So, I'm really worried about the Westwood injury situation. I think it's come at a terrible time for him because he would have had a big chance. I mean, you mentioned his St Andrews record. He did win the Dunhill Links, but he shot a 62 at Kingsbarns that year. It was 2003, so most of his best work came on the other courses that are used in that event. And he's never really been that fond of St Andrews. He once famously described it as not even in the top 200 courses in Fife, which was quite a controversial comment at the time. I think he's warmed to it since, particularly after that win. But a lot of players have this love affair with St Andrews, and Westwood certainly doesn't. And when you throw in the injury situation as well, I think he's on the short side. I mean, we all hope he wins. He deserves to win a major, and plenty of Europeans will be rooting for him. But no, not a betting proposition for me, Scott.
OK, thanks. That's the top 4 in the betting we've discussed there. Surely at some stage we're going to find one that Steve does fancy. Join us in part 2 when we'll be looking at the rest of the British and European Challenge and trying to pinpoint a few outsiders for you as well.